Everybody, and welcome back to Jaraci Cup 14, but welcome for the first time to the bracket phase. And this is going to be the lower bracket here between Houston and VoidWarrior, and yeah, that's right, it's the RM face-off here, as we do have our info.txt, lovingly provided by the Houston himself, I have to imagine. Because, you know, there's misspellings all over it. Anyway, they banned Titan Passage and Torrent Crater. It looks like they just want to play KVK. And the map picks are going to be Firebase Cruel, Kartova, Shallows, Kalash Teeth. Kalash Teeth, apparently. And then Galzian Territories to end it. I hear Base Runner smokes. I'm very happy. Yeah, it's true. He's smoking the Base Runner before he retires. Essential. Essential. I guess we don't know if VoidWarrior did it, but we're going to have to assume. Oh, and it's Bajir. Excellent. Yeah, this should be a fun matchup. Houston, of course, you know, he's been playing DOK for a long time now. He's been in the Jaraci Cups for, like, since forever. VoidWarrior, meanwhile, very new to the scene, but, like, he's been improving massively. So, this series, honestly, I can't tell you who's gonna win. Like, I think often in DOK, it's just kind of a foregone conclusion. But I will say Houston's probably the favorite. VoidWarrior sort of has it to prove here, so we'll see what happens. Sandscreamer Fab for both players, by the way. Although VoidWarrior's a little bit faster. And he's got 5 salvagers here, he's going to build another one. So you can see the price he pays for it, it's going to not have quite as many RUs, but that can actually turn out to be in your favor. If you show up like against your opponent here in the midfield and they have more Sandskimmers than you, sometimes things go wrong. So let us see what happens. I really like series play, I think, a lot more than group stage, so I'm always excited to get to this phase of the tournament. It's going to be a soul chips for Houston. Again, he does have more RUs than his opponent, but even so, he's floating about 120, so he could get missile ship fab. No, don't ever do that. So VoidWarrior's PC has gone on a very fun angle here, as it like wraps all the way around there. This is going to be very interesting. He doesn't see Houston, right? But he doesn't have tech, so he's gonna hit first. He's gonna hit with more skims, but he's gonna hit with less tech. I don't know who that favors, to be honest with you. This will be interesting. But Houston, when he sees this, he should immediately switch into the weapons. There's the ping, so now he knows what's happening. But here's the ping on the other side, so they're gonna meet each other. And yeah, like I said, he should immediately switch to the weapons, and then you move your carrier around to try and carrier block these Sandskimmers here. A little bit late on the draw, though. Salvager's gonna go down. Uh-oh. Other side of the map, by the way, he's trying for the same thing, but he doesn't have as many skins, so it's not gonna be as easy. And neither player has any power allocated. Ah, okay, they're gonna fix it now. 2 Salvagers go down on the main. But a lot of Sandskimmers fall on this end. There's the first assault chip, and I noticed that Houston got the attack as well, which is good. Now what you want to do is, oh, don't come back home, don't come back home. You gotta go out here and attack. Oh no. Oh. This is gonna be unfortunate for Houston, because when you have these assault chips here and your opponent's PC isn't even home, you can just kill everything. Right? You can just completely wipe the economy. So this is a big mistake for Houston. Gonna pick off 1 salve in the middle here though, as he trades pretty well. Turns out to be a 1-for-1 now. Here come the assault chips that are on the first change of the game. Yep, that's 3 for 1. Be good for Houston. 3 assault chips done here now. And VoidWarrior is building. Oh, I love it. I love it. He's gonna mine off his opponent's third. Yes. Well, I mean, I think he asked me. Did I really say that? He asked me one of these days, like, if it was bad manners to mine off your opponent's third, and I was like, nah, man, it's legendary. And I mean, I didn't think he would actually do it, but look at this. It's amazing. Okay, this isn't gonna work though, because his opponent has the full field control. But he's building the railgun off of the right PC. I mean, this is actually pretty good. This is incredible. He does need ref mode though. I mean, this is not a good investment until you can get that done. Oh, and you're gonna get spotted as well because of this. Okay, he caught that. Oh my gosh. Okay, refiner mode teching, yeah. I mean, it might take some time for Houston to realize that this is happening, right? I don't think this PC is gonna get a contact ping. This is amazing. And the thing is, you know, you're gonna be pretty sure that your opponent is on one base. Oh, there's the contact ping. Oh, and he's gonna see the salvager. Oh no. That's really unfortunate. Yeah, that changes everything. You want to get up on top of this railgun now if you're gonna make this dive, but this is a little bit dangerous. He is hitting it now though, but the sand skimmers are in tow, and with that summer, it looks like they're gonna be just fine. Yeah, that's gonna repel this last assault ship here. Houston has figured out about the ninja base, so that is gonna be taken out. Now it's got to leave. And assault ships are a little bit faster than PCs, but I'm pretty sure if VoidWarrior powers the mobility support, he should be okay. This is shaping up to be a strange game. Houston promised to be as much, but I didn't realize it was going to be like this. Still though, it's a big advantage to have ref mode done. And you know, this PC might actually be in some danger after all. Yeah, this thing might go down. So he's got a heavy railgun here now, but that seems like a bit of dubious positioning. You can see that will go down. The Skims want to capitalize on the Sunder here and kill off this assault ship, which they will, but now it becomes a pretty good trade for Houston, you'd think. No, it looks like he actually gets away pretty clean there. Keeps his PC alive, only costs him a heavy railgun for an assault ship, which isn't a good trade, but if it's keeping the PC up, then that's fine. And now it's going to be ref mode for Houston. He wants railgun fab as well. And I love this sand skimmer here. Actually, I don't think he should move it in even. Just keeping this guy on the third base to say, hey look, I know what your timing is. I know you're not on 3 base. I love that. That's a really good play. I know for Houston it's become somewhat of a meme, but he could use another PC here. But we'll see if he makes that eventually. And yeah, you can see he just kind of comes up here and checks that base timing, but this is what he really wants to see, is when does VoidWarrior get to 3? And he'll know exactly. Oh no. Oh no, Houston. Straight to 1 base honor guard, is that the thing? Although he could get it. I mean, it would actually be good against railguns like this, but... Hey look, it's another PC. So that was a straight up lie. I do like the railgun fab for Houston, actually. I mean, your opponent has the lead on that, but you do want to just fight it with rails eventually, I think. He sees the 3 base timing, by the way, so he should know that VoidWarrior is on 3. Don't know where this PC is going. He's on a magical journey. Void is building his 3rd, though, and he's getting range calibration. Hey, that's a fun upgrade. You know, I don't think we see it enough. Having the range advantage in a railgun fight can be really critical. It's hard to use, though. Takes some good micro, but if you believe in yourself, you know, range calibration is a great tech. By the way, VoidWarrior also trying to check the 3 base locations. Assault chips are going to deny it though, so that doesn't end up going through. And here's Houston's 2nd PC. So VoidWarrior a lot faster on the 3 base timing here, because the skimmer goes into orbit. But Houston will come to match it. And there it is, honor guard fab. Yep. Honor guards are good in this scenario because your opponent has a lot of sand skimmers, which obviously honor guards are great at. And honor guards do a very good job fighting railguns when you've got rails to support them. You know, just anytime they're shooting a massive units that are like bunched up, it's gonna be good. Wait, really? Oh no. Huh? I mean, yeah, this thing could be a little bit closer, but it looks fine to me. I always say, you know, this kind of thing will add up eventually, but in this case it's not really very far, and the CU miners are dropping right off, so... You always want to fix your PCs if you can, but it isn't the biggest deal. And Void keeps trying to scout with these skims here, but he's not able to penetrate through the defenses there, so he's unable to find out that railgun tech is finished here. The thing is, if I were VoidWarrior, I'd be afraid of air here, but he's just... He doesn't care. No missile ship tech, no even sign of it. Well, let's call it a good read, because it is true, he doesn't need it, but I don't know how he knows that. And sure enough, Houston does have an honor guard building right now. But I feel that VoidWarrior must be floating. Oh gosh, yeah. In these kinds of scenarios, I like to just make a bunch of skims. I mean, they are pretty useful, especially when you have railguns. They can be used for spotting, and they can protect them against skimmers from your opponent. But I'd say the map is pretty dark for both players. They haven't seen each other in a long time. And there's a PC over here that it's not known about, so... Another skim attempts to get by, but it's gonna be smacked down. And yeah, this is a very, very strange position here, but there might be some idea to, like, have a surprise flank here. But I tend to enjoy unlocking the carrier more and then building some base runners to try to extract. Here comes the first fight in a while. As Houston tries to poke up to that 3-base location, but it looks like VoidWarrior is going to defend it. And, you know, this poke doesn't really mean much unless there's some other attack happening simultaneously. And in fact, he's kind of trapped here now, so... He's going to consider jumping over the Doom, but I don't think he really can. And down goes that assault chip. But I agree, and again, you know, there's a PC here, which is weird, but I mean, it could actually turn out to be quite handy. Yeah, VoidWarrior definitely has the production lines to spend here, so you just want to spam out sand skimmers, I think, when you can. He might be like fleet capped or something. There's the missile ship tech, finally. I mean, he can't get any scouting here, so he might be feeling, okay, I really gotta make sure I don't freaking die. But yeah, very, very passive game, I'd say, as we, like, move further on in mid-game here. This skim here could be big if he can get some info on this honor guard, but he hasn't actually seen it yet. And the assault chip's still just kind of picking off sand skimmers. There's been a lot of that going on here, but Houston's units lost thing is still quite a lot worse, it seems. There's the honor guard. So now he sees this, and that, I think, does mean a lot. He got missile ship tech, for example. I don't think he's going to build any now, because you probably are aware that you're safe from air if your opponent's building honor guards like that. Speaking of which, here comes the second one. Houston is unlocking the carrier, though. He can also get power 2 if he likes here. Quite a few skims from him, too. Shoot, you didn't know that? You thought Con of Siege really was the entire game plan. This is a lot of heavy railguns, by the way. A strange concentration of railguns over here. There's a lot over here, too. I mean, the army for VoidWarrior is actually kind of huge. Much bigger than Houston's, but they're split up in 2 different places, which could be good, could be bad, based on how it's executed. Thing is, this carrier, just pushing out into the darkness when you haven't seen your opponent for like 10 minutes, that's scary, you know? Take it as somebody who loses his carrier like that all the time. Actually, could probably push in here, but it looks like he's going to be a little bit sheepish. We don't have EMP rounds for VoidWarrior, but if we did, that might have killed him, so I think Houston's a bit traumatized from EMP rounds after playing games with V for long enough. Oh gosh, this is terrible. Never queue up this many units. That's... oh no. That's not it. That's not it. Oh no. But yeah, we do have 3 honor guards on the field, which is, that's, you know, that's a big deal. Here comes this fight, but again, EMP rounds is not actually done. They do have armor 2 though. And I hear an honor guard firing as well. Lands on this skimmer blob. Yeah, but the thing is, you're not really taking care of float when you queue things. You're just kind of delaying the issue, right? You know, you're making the resources go away up on the top right, but you're not actually spending them. Not until the unit begins building. So it's kind of paradoxical. But by the way, this is huge. Yeah, 'cause he's gonna take out all these railguns, it looks like. Oh gosh. Here's the big attack on the 3rd though. So let's keep our eyes on this, because I feel like this is going to be really important for VoidWarrior now that he's lost so much on the main attack side. Is he gonna get this PC? No, it just barely does escape. There's another production cruiser heading over here, by the way. This guy really does play Vaegir, doesn't he? Oh! Okay, but these railguns have a lot of armor. Like they're not gonna lose this fight. But when the honor guard shows up, that can change things. Plus, if you're getting hit by missiles, it's gonna be bad. Oh, and Houston lands some really good ones. That's 3 honor guards, so this PC is not long for the world. This one here also in a very curious position at this point. Down it goes for VoidWarrior. And suddenly I'd say the calculus on the map has changed completely. Because if you look at the army for VoidWarrior now, this is it. Like, these guys. As opposed to Houston's 3 honor guards with a 4th building, if I'm not mistaken. It looks like I am mistaken. Oh well. It happens. That changes everything. That changes everything. Does he still have a huge float, though? Kind of. I mean, he's got some money to rebuild, but... Wow, this freaking sand skimmer is an elder, but... Unfortunately, that does not keep him safe, and that one does go down. Don't really know what this salvager's doing, but... And Houston's beginning to extract as well, so I really like that. I always think you want to extract when you're ahead. Oh, it killed an honor guard. Oh, okay, that makes sense, because I thought that Houston should have 4. Yeah, that kind of thing can happen, especially if a railgun is sundering it, because then, you know, it's doing more damage. But honor guards are not particularly tanky anyway. See, it only has 6 armor. And yeah, it has quite a health point pool, but it's the armor that really makes something tanky against strike craft. Nice missile. It's gonna kill that base runner though. VoidWarrior continuing to attempt on this first base location here, but he does kill a salvager to be fair, but he's gonna lose the railguns and these skins will be forfeit as well. He might kill a second salvager though. Oh gosh, no, not quite, not quite. Why has this guy got 0? Oh, he was sundered, wasn't he? Yeah. By the railgun. Speaking of sunder, here comes another attack. But again, it's all heavy railguns. I think if you're VoidWarrior, it might be really nice if you're going to play this kind of style to tech into EMP rounds and just say, yeah, now I've got a bit of defense against skims here. Because the railguns on their own have been really suffering that way. I see the honor guards getting a couple more shots off, by the way. By the way, Just Carrier discovered that veterancy for cruisers actually does nothing unless they're siege for Galzi and Conef. Interesting choice. Interesting choice. And this little blob of skin is gonna dive up for Houston. VoidWarrior does have the upgrade lead, but it's still just so many numbers here. I think that Houston will be fine. Plus, it's pretty small as well. I think he's lacking damage too, but other than that, he's actually matched it. Still there for VoidWarrior, Siege Cruiser Fab finishes. And you know, that can be a good thing, but I think that Honor Guards fight Conef Siege pretty well. Just as long as they don't get jumped on. But even then, when you're dealing with such a huge numbers discrepancy, I'm not certain if you can win that fight anyway. Speaking of numbers, I believe that Houston actually is getting outnumbered here finally. That's got to be the defender's advantage, you know, he's building skins up on the front line here, so... VoidWarrior is going to take care of that flank. But if I were Houston, I think I would try and just push through on this end. Now, one thing he hasn't really done very well so far this game is when you attack on one end and you pull your opponent's forces there, then you go to the other side. Of course, he doesn't know that there's freaking 7 heavy railguns over here, because, like, why would there be? But this is so anomalous, but I kind of love it, even though it's weird. But yes, it's true, Houston has Conef Siege as well. And I've mentioned it before, although, oh my gosh. Honor Guards are good at killing Sandscares. I've mentioned it before, although we rarely see it, but Conef Siege and Honor Guard is like a really powerful combo. Yeah, and here come the heavy railguns up on the high ground again. This is anomalous, but hey, it seems to be working, so... This PC is actually going to escape, though, again, so that's a bit annoying for VoidWarrior. And here come the Sandskimmers. Again, EMP rounds will help you in this scenario, but it doesn't have that tech, so... Would it be good to have them up on high ground as well? I agree with that, and that's something that sand skimmers are very good with, but it's hard to get a sand skimmer blow up when your army is so split, right? Also, these railguns are just kind of walking through. They're okay, so I guess they can just kill off all the PCs now. Let's see what's happening on this side though, because this might also be kind of critical. And this is probably why Houston's letting that happen, is that he's focused on this flank. PC is gonna fall. Here come the sand skimmers, but again, these are honor guards. They don't take no prisoners here. Yeah, but at the same time, when they get jumped on like this, you can see they're not very good at rotating. Oh, there's the splash damage, just absolutely murders them. Kind of sieges out as well. And now VoidWarrior is running scared. Still though, 2 PCs falling on this end could definitely mean something, but I think that Houston, in some kind of base trade scenario, he's definitely favored here. Bringing this honor guard back as well. So, that would be nice to have. Dep packs being used, and it even hits the enemy skims a little bit, but the thing is, Houston's making the mistake of not hitting the opponent's damage first. Yeah, now he's gonna try to rectify, but it's a little bit too late. Right now, it looks like he's chasing down the PCs from his opponent. Well, they got 9 minutes left on the clock, and this game's starting to look weird. This game's starting to look weird as heck. Again, that's a lot of queuing, but but it is good for him to build a PC, I think. If you would cancel these two, though, you can be taking power 4 right now, which would be very nice. The honor guard's gonna start getting shots off on the railguns, which is good, but it might actually just get jumped by these skins, which makes things difficult. Actually, it looks like all of the honor guards are being commanded at the same time here, so that was also gonna make things a bit awkward for it. Honor guard falls, but here comes the Con of Siege, and this should be enough to clean up whatever's happening on this end. But for Houston, it seems the future definitely lies over on this side here, as he can set his eco back up if he likes. PCs are falling. I mean, they can't really go over the dune, can they? There's guys there too. Looks like a bit of carrier block gonna keep this guy alive. Here come the missiles though. Ugh. Doesn't actually quite land the hits there. That pack's doing more harm than good in this particular example. But this PC should fall as well. VoidWarrior does have a siege cruiser over on this side. He's actually finished more power upgrades than Houston has, but I mean, Houston with all the artifacts definitely has more carrier power here. And yeah, you can see the Con of Siege Cruiser just gonna clean things up over on this side. And it looks like VoidWarrior finally is gonna GG here, so we're not gonna see the conclusion to this, but... I mean, I'd have to agree, pretty much all he had left was the carrier, and you can see there's a number of cruisers here, so... Gosh, weird game though, I agree. What a way to start off the series. VoidWarrior's playstyle is so curious. Like, he always likes to just send people off to the corner of the map and then... Like PCs, I mean, and then he'll get something done with them there. It's very interesting. Okay, whoops, I didn't load the replay in. So let's check out game 2 here. This one's going to be Kartoba, which I believe that should be... Oh my gosh, I can't think of it. Houston did in the end. That brings the score to 1-0. I'm pretty sure this one is VoidWarrior's pick, but I'm not entirely certain. I need to like read the rules again. Yeah, lower seed picks 2 and 3, so I think that this is Houston's pick. Yeah, and the next map should be Houston's pick as well. Very nice, very nice. I just told Joshua I was streaming, so here you go. Welcome, my friend. The only DOK speedrunner we ever had. Although I guess Trent attempted one at some point. Maybe I take it back. It's Sandskimmer Fab for VoidWarrior once again. Same with Houston. So, you know I don't want to see ref mode, right? If you're getting Sandskim or Feb, you want to fight out in the middle, but yeah, it looks like once again VoidWarrior gonna have the lead on the skims. It's just curious, like last time, the opener was a bit strange. They didn't see each other, right? And I think that that should have favored Houston because he had the tech. But instead it kind of favored VoidWarrior because he was able to just get some damage done. And then he tried the nonsense with mining off his opponent's third, which didn't really pay off, but... Still, I think that VoidWarrior netted himself some pretty good advantage in the early game. Huh, looks like this time though Houston has a big lead in terms of how many Sandskimmers he's got. Hey, amen to that. It freaking snowed here like a couple days ago. Like what? In April? What? I don't understand, man. I don't know what VoidWarrior is doing now. This is actually ref mode, which again I don't like, but you can't move your carrier. You're not allowed to do this, not until ref mode's finished. And Houston has a lot of Sandskimmers here too. This is gonna be Railgun Fab as well. So he's out for blood here. Yeah, this is some serious eco-suicide. It's 80? Oh my gosh. Over here it's still a bit stormy. It was raining today and yesterday. Off and on. Gosh, yeah, we've had a lot of wind too. Okay, ref mode finally finishes, so the eco-suicide period is over. But this is a little bit tricky still. You've got problems with these skims here. If you're gonna do this build where you get ref mode after skim fab, you're just gonna be so far behind that I don't think you even really get any advantage for having the refinery mode done. And now your opponent, he's at his win condition. I mean, this is how Rail Rush works. It's fast, you know. And something that I like to see from Houston, I mean, I know he's done it before, he's had some moderate success. Missiles usually ought to be targeting the railgun here, but he is gonna get a Sandskimmer kill, which is nice. But I like to target the railgun because 1, it's very expensive, 2, it's hard to dodge with. And 3, if you can kill it, you buy yourself a bunch of time, and if you're the guy with 2 base, that's good. You know, time is really on your side. Is there a new AoE 2 DLC? Wow. I didn't know they were still making such things. Sandskimmer armor teching for VoidWarrior, so it looks like he wants to have a bit more defense here. Nice missile. Again, I would be targeting the railgun, but he's getting gains here. Oh, and actually, once armor finishes, yeah, you want to jump in on this. Okay, this is pretty good. Yeah, this actually looks great. Whichever Sandskimmer is getting hit by the railguns won't have the armor, but it will have the 30 HP, which is good. He can win this fight, and if I were him, I would just be clicking on that. But it looks like he's gonna go back here. The thing is, you take damage on the run up and you take damage on the run back because these heavy railguns are always going to be hitting you. So I think you need to be a bit more decisive here. You really want to just go in if you're going in. Missile here, going to be a little bit of a miss. It may be nice to tech power here as well if you can. But I think the 2PC is a very good choice. But if you can get away with getting power 1, then you can put it in the healing, and then anytime that he tries to dive on you, you can take it out and put it in the weapons and still have the missiles firing. And that can take a lot of pressure off of you. Not to mention, the more power you get, the more missiles you have, the harder it is for your opponent to rail rush, because these heavy rails are always going to be in danger. For Houston, I'd say, you know, doing a rail rush like this, you have to be looking at a 2PC timing eventually. But he does have the Assault Railgun, which is going to make it difficult for Skims to jump on him. But, you know, eventually VoidWarrior can overpower you with Skims, and that's very dangerous. Oh, and this is not what you want to do, because now you're fighting unsupported. Uh-oh. But he's winning it somehow? I don't know. Looks like actually a pretty even trade, all things considered. And again, it's Houston who does damage as he's on the run-up and as he's fading away, so... I don't really know how he was taking that trade, but... It's gonna be Assault Chip tech for VoidWarrior now. I really don't like this. It doesn't really do anything for you here, so it'd be best to just avoid that and keep pumping out Skims. Especially when he has Railgun tech already. Like, you can get a Heavy instead, and I think that would be a lot better. Oh no, and you can't focus the rails here either. Oh dear. Because if you do this, then the skims will die. This is a mistake that Houston was making in the last game. Oh no. This is not good. Oh, I hope not. If we have another storm like in the 1850s, I think the entire world might be destroyed. Anyway, as the dust fades here, again, it's Houston on one PC, which does make things difficult for him, as VoidWarrior can just keep spamming skims, but VoidWarrior lost a lot of sand skimmers there. Oh gosh. Well, that's not good. Let's hope that things go well. Again, Sandskimmer's gonna focus the heavy railgun, which is not exactly the best, but I think he's actually kind of winning it here. And this is just by virtue of having two PCs, right? He just has more skims than his opponent. But still, everything gonna die again, so, you know, that's kind of been the theme of this game, I suppose. Houston's building another PC now, finally, but his opponent's been on 2 base this whole time and may even jump onto 3 now. Yeah, look at this. He's just immediately gonna go over there. Well, the problem, Joshua, is that we live in that solar system, you know? Looks like the skims are really trying to get this heavy railgun, which is actually pretty fortunate for Houston, unless he lets it die. Oh no, well, that's unfortunate. But still, it gives him a little bit of time. Oh gosh. Just destroy a planet. Yeah, Houston's gonna have to go back now. And you can see ref mode teching, so he's gonna say, yeah, it looks like the rail rush is done. I've gotta jump up to 3 base. But this is very, very tough because VoidWarrior is already on it. And actually, that's a great move. You know, he goes to ref mode immediately, and now he's teching Con F Siege. I didn't like the assault chip tech, but that looks good. That looks good. Little scouting skim here to try and figure out what's happening. It is indeed going to be going back onto bases, so I think that VoidWarrior is happy to see that, because he should know he has a big advantage in that regard. Indeed, Sandskimmer damage 2 finishing, which is great. You know, I mean, having all these techs, that's awesome. Joshua just freaking, like, theorizing about the end of the world. It's nice to have you on stream. I've missed this. I've missed this. Yeah, and see, Houston has to set his bases up here, but at the same time, he's like, this attack is coming, and eventually he's got to answer it. And railgun armor here, actually, I think is not the call, because the railguns are not going to be impactful in the next fight. I think you really just need to tech your sand skimmers here. And you need to build a lot of them, too. In fact, Honor Guard Fab is probably the way to go. Uh-oh. Speaking of which, he's going to get caught here. This is rating versus no rating, so these guys are all dead. And the sand skimmer numbers here are 1 to more than 1. I don't know exactly how many that is. I can't be bothered to count, but you know, you can probably see that it's more than this. So yeah, Houston pulling off the bases. Very premature pull off of the second as well, but yeah, it looks like he'll fix that now. Salvagers have a guard order? I don't know what that would do. And here come the sand skimmers marauding for VoidWarrior. There are 4 now for Houston. Make it 5. Jetpack is gonna actually just do mostly friendly fire though, which is a bit unfortunate. It happens sometimes. And all the sand skimmers for Houston gonna fall, as well as salvages off the 3rd base. And the thing is, VoidWarrior can just keep this up. He ought to attack on the 2nd now. But I agree with Bajir. Like, you want to take out your enemy's DPS first, right? Because sometimes the threat of something is more valuable than the thing itself. And the threat of killing the eco here is very big. It's going to force your opponent to just back off of the bases entirely, so... Here he goes in for the assault railgun though, and he'll get it. Down it goes. Note on the backline, by the way, Con of Siege is done, and actually there's a second one finishing right now as well. And VoidWarrior has the railguns. That's good, you know? That's good. And so I think for Houston, really, you need honor guards here, but it's gonna be hard to get them. Like, you just don't have time. By the way, Joshua, what you should do, right, is wait for a time when the planets align, right, and then hit Neptune with all the nukes, and then Neptune crashes into Uranus, which crashes into Saturn, which crashes into Jupiter, and so on and so forth. And then you can knock every planet into the sun at the same time. I think that's the way to go. That's the way to go. Yeah, it's true. The economic problems. You might be right. You might be right. But a man can dream. Well, actually, I guess what you need to do is attack when they weren't aligned, when they were going to be, right? So, it would take some complicated math, but, you know, we're good at that sort of thing these days. In that case, we need to build more nukes, frankly. We need to build more nukes. Main base is gonna have to be evacuated out for Houston. I agree. There's a lot of danger here. Railgun Siege is a good combo, you know? I mean, I don't know... Like, even if Houston had time to build the honor guards now, I don't know if it would help him. But he's gonna get a railgun here, which is nice. Oh no, but here the railguns are jumping out into duress as well. These sandscapers for Houston getting a little bit distracted. I mean, what's to do out there? You've got to be back home defending. Yeah, he's gonna lose both of these railguns, which is not good. Now again, the sandstormers try to jump on the railguns for VoidWarrior, but this is danger. Yeah, and it looks like he's just gonna GG out at this point. His opponent hit the win button. There's nothing he can do. Yeah, it's a failed railgun rush, and I think this is a testament to the value of getting that second PC. Like, you have to have it. You have to, because strikecraft superiority is often much more important than the railguns in this kind of fight. I think VoidWarrior could even have been more decisive and jumped on that earlier, but either way, you know, he got it done, and once he did, he jumped up on the 3 base immediately. So, let's jump into game 3 here. This one's also Houston's pick. And it'll be the Shallows, no surprise there. This is Houston's favorite map. A map that a lot of us have been saying is not very good for aggro, but Houston likes to play it that way, and he often gets away with it, so... Let's see what the game plan's gonna be. But the thing is, often in a series, when you fail a rush, you just kind of don't want to do it again. And I think that's a trap. I think, if you know that your game plan was good, you ought to just go back in there, even though it's definitely a bit scary to do, but... You know, you can't let yourself be dissuaded by failing when you should have won. You have to just go back in and try it again. We'll see, though. We'll see. If that was his game plan, then what I'm saying is he shouldn't ditch it. But if that wasn't his game plan, he can do whatever. Looks like it is going to be Sandstormer Fab, though. And you can see very big focus on RUs here. Very, very big focus on RUs. How do you Huang Rush and DOK? I think it's like this. Or maybe it's the stuff that Majir has been doing, where he just gets skims and nothing else. I don't know. Unfortunately, there's no such thing as feudal age in DOK, so you know. Majir knows. Majir knows. Assault chip tech started for Houston, so it looks like that's gonna be the choice this time. I guess, okay, in that case I'll take it back then. The focus on RUs was not so bad. I was thinking that it was like gonna be another railgun rush, And in that case, you know, the problem last game was getting the PC too late. It's like, you really need RUs. Or sorry, CUs. And not RUs, and so, but looks like he is going to be going for the assault chips here, and in that case, you don't really need any skims at all because the assault chips can fight the skims too. Yes, I agree with Majir entirely. I agree with Majir entirely. Yeah, Brandon and I have played many games of AoE 2. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. PC stuck. I mean, this just happens in DOK. The way to fix it is to, like, move sideways, but... Yeah, there we go. Houston's gonna catch that one. Just, you know... Just DOK things. It's gonna be ref mode for VoidWarrior. Oh gosh, and he has all 4 salvagers for the second base. Ooh. Yeah, actually, all of a sudden, I think the game's already over. If you play this greedy and your opponent is rushing you, I think you're just gonna die. And this might have been a read that this is a very defensive map, but you should know about Houston, he likes to play shallows aggressively, so... Again, a bit of eco-suicide here as well, we saw this last game. Sandskimmers are going to survive, which is very fortuitous, and he dodges the missile pretty nicely. But Houston needs to keep building these assault chips. Go, go, go! Oh, he's got the money for it. What's he waiting for? Good attempt at the missile, but it is going to delay the healing a little bit. There's more assault chips on the queue. And it looks like Houston getting a second PC now. This might be the one time I don't want him to do that. Yeah, you can see the eco-suicide is real here. You know, until you have ref mode, you're just not allowed to move your carrier off the base, right? But the thing is, if your opponent is rushing you anyway, I think it's best to stay on one base and just say, okay, my opponent's on one base as well. I don't need to worry about it just yet. So in the meantime, best that I just conglomerate onto one base and just stay there and then, you know, defend the rush. And for Houston, this is probably the timing, yep, that he looks to get ref mode. Gonna engage onto these skims here. Houston was actually focus firing something else for a moment. Oh, he's still doing it. Oh no. You want to fight the skims here because in this case they actually contribute quite a lot of damage and you can beat them pretty easily. This might not get anything done. Oh no. Oh, he might not kill any salvagers here. Looks like he will get these ones. Just barely though. It kind of feels like Houston snatching defeat from the jaws of victory there. Finishes his PC though, he's gonna move his carrier out, and then this PC should take the second base, and he will be on 3 pretty quick. But his opponent's already on 2. And just Sandskimmers, he killed the assault chips with Sandskimmers. That's not supposed to happen. By the way, if I were VoidWarrior, I'd actually pull these 2 RU guys off and bring them over there, because the CUs are much more important here. That too, I mean, with a bit of micro, you might have been able to keep them alive. Not sure where this carrier is going either. You really want to just move out at this point. But armor 2 finishing for the assault chips, that's pretty nice. And we'll keep them pretty hardy against these Sandskimmers here. As this one here is completely silenced, apparently. Suppressed. ATF would like to know your location. Armor 2 finishes at a very timely moment, which gives him another 100 HP. Oh, he's finally making noises again. Very good. And yeah, you can see what I mean. It just makes the Sandskimmers so hard to kill the assault chips. Like, it's just never gonna happen. Carrier finally moving out here. PC's actually on this location. A bit awkward to queue up all the salvagers from one PC, but I'm sure I'll figure this out eventually. It should be a pretty quick 3 base. And for VoidWarrior, you need tech and you need another PC, which he's gonna get both of, but it's gonna take him some time. And there's also a window for Houston to counterattack as well, and try and get some stuff done now that all the skims are dead. And I think that this main base is where you want to go, because you know that the carrier isn't there. It's probably going to cause siege for Houston, and I would be surprised if it takes too long to see it. He'll set up his bases first, but I imagine it won't be long. Skim gonna check the 3 base timing. You'll see that he's on there, but with no PC. But these assault chips are definitely doing nothing for him. Would be nice to have these moving out across the field. Lightning. This salvager might even die. Although that would be a little bit anomalous. Oh, but Houston taking a little bit too long to target the enemy Sandskimmer here. He's gonna lose this fight. Sandskimmer rating stun? Oh, yeah. Well, VoidWarrior always been teching his Sandskimmer upgrades very early. I like to see it, you know? Upgrades win games. Speaking of AoE too, yeah, if you played that game, you know. Bit of an odd focus on RUs here as well, but... Houston is taking it to Siege Cruiser Fab now. And his opponent at like the exact same time, so that's pretty fun. they know the game plan, alright? Hit the win button, right? Hit the win button. Yes. Gotta love chemistry. You mean to like a DOK speedrun? Man, I can't even light a candle to you there. I don't know any of the strategies. And a good attempt at the missile, but it's not gonna land, but Houston's carrier will be able to defend this pretty easily. Yeah, but I haven't done a run in probably ever. This is armor 2 versus armor 0, by the way, so he should win this, but you just have to target the assault ship first. This is actually the value of skims in an assault ship fight demonstrated pretty well, is that the assault ship is tanking for them, but still, if you can't win the assault ship fight, the skims are going to fall eventually as well. Looks like he will get one of the assault ships killed, though. And if you can micro this, you want to move away from the direction that they're circling, but it's a little bit difficult to do. So that you can see, he's getting kills galore here. Here comes some skims on this side, though. I think they actually just killed the salvager. This assault ship is here. It just wants to come. Oh, it was a dead pack, probably. Yeah, the assault ship is here. It just wants to come and keep these guys alive. And here, I think maybe it's justifiable to just hit the salvagers, because he's probably not going to kill that assault ship anymore. Although, with all this veterancy and a bit of high ground, I mean, maybe he can actually do it. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, like, armor 1 is, armor 2 is a good tech. Gosh, he almost killed that guy off. Yeah, you really need the armor upgrades if you're going to fight assault ships like this. You really need them. You can see how much of a difference they make. Kind of Siege, by the way, on the way here for for Houston. Again, a heinous amount of queuing, but that's okay. He is getting the units out, so that's what's really important, I suppose. Another PC on the way, which is good. Yeah, the first Con of Siege has hit the field here, and we'll see if the range upgrade is being teched for either of these players just yet. No, not just yet. I think that upgrade is really important. Not only it increases the range of your barrage, but also the direct fire. And for Con of Siege, that's a very vital thing. It is, yeah, it's true. Like, often you have to get another fleet capacity upgrade as you're teching it, but it's always worth it, I think, when you're fighting Con of Siege like this. In this case, it looks like it won't matter too much. Now, the assault ships can actually contribute a good amount here, so that's worth recognizing. Yeah, and it looks like on this volley, even, Houston may kill this Con of Siege group. No, he doesn't quite get it. But it has to fall eventually. Oh no, don't change focus! You killed this thing off entirely! Oh, why are you changing focus now? Oh no! Ah! Again, he snatches defeat from the jaws of victory. Even could have used a barrage to kill this thing off. Ay. That's not it. That's not it. Looks like Interceptor Fab gonna come out for Houston now. There are actually railguns here for VoidWarrior. Again, Rail Siege, good combo. Good combo. Even better if you could get honor guards too, but it's very difficult to do that. Bit of high ground here, it's gonna go a long way. And just kill off the assault ship there. But he does have to make himself a bit scarce here as the army is ready. Doesn't quite manage to jump over the dune. That will be dead armored ship though. Smoke needs to be used as well. No smoke. Wait, what? What? They just stopped hitting it, but... well, it did go down eventually. Power 3 teching for Houston though, that can be important as well. But look, this siege cruiser, which should by all means be dead by now, is still alive and well. It's healed up to almost full. And Houston can just be annoying with these missiles, which is very good. Can use a barrage as well here. By the way, you know, if he had the range upgrade, he would have killed that siege cruiser. Just pointing out. Because it ought to have changed its fire when the thing got out of range. Just saying. But that is a good reason why you should always manually give your units an attack order rather than allowing them to decide on their own. Because they'll often switch targets at very bad opportunities like that. Precision bomber fab on the queue for Houston. Unit goes down though. These things are pretty expensive, you know. So it does mean something to lose them. But a big float for Houston. I mean, this is a good moment to get power 4, I would say. Perhaps he is trying to keep his queue open to be able to get these upgrades here, but oh no, but you can't do this. No. Oh no. Again, it'd be a lot better to have the assault ships being built now instead of just queuing up all the bombers at the same time. Production good, queue bad. Gotta get that in your head. Same thing with like StarCraft 2 or Age of Empires, you know? You know what I'm saying, PC again in a very interesting position. VoidWarrior seems to really enjoy doing this. Must be an RM thing. But yeah, I agree. VoidWarrior has got a really good army on the field right now. Still though, 5 bombers? I mean, that could mess this up, right? That could mess this up pretty big time. So, you know, when Houston finishes these, we're gonna have to see what happens. I mean, this is gonna be an interesting moment. Yeah, I forgot about Dock Micro. I hate that. Homeworld 2 minutes. I agree with Majir. Sometimes you do need to be quick with the OK. Here come the bombers. He's gonna launch at forward. Hey, very nice interceptor damage. And the bomber should be looking for the Con Siege for certain. Yeah, he's gonna find this one. This bomber, I think, will have 2 bombs, and all the others will have 3. Yeah, so he's gonna have to dock here, but this guy should have 3 bombs. Oh, you don't want to use it on the skim? Oh, no. Hit the Con Siege. And I don't think the PC is even really the target here. But he is gonna kill everything. I mean, that's gotta be said. No! Don't target the skims. Target the PC. What's happening here? You gotta finish the kill. No! Look, this thing's so low. You've gotta finish it. No! He's gonna leave this PC alive after using all the bombs on it. Yeah, that is true. Okay, good missiles though, and this Con Siege cruiser I think is going to fall because of it. Looks like the Interceptor may meet a similar fate. He has 7 HP! Oh, he's a hero! Interceptor manages to survive. He does end up killing the Con Siege as well. And now, if you're VoidWarrior, you've got to be scrambling to get anti-air. What's the Salvager doing all the way over here? I don't know, but... There is missile ship tech done, so he's gonna start building them. But the thing about bombers is that they're very good at killing missile ships, and if you're building missile ships, the kind of siege from Houston is still going to be here, and that's still going to be a big problem. Doesn't have the range upgrade. You know, he needs that, but this is looking good now for Houston. Really needs to keep being proactive with these bombers, though. You've got to keep launching them every time they're available. And getting the recharge upgrade, I think, would definitely be worth it. It's fairly cheap, and it gives you actually quite a lot of power. Or units that are expensive being queued. By the way, you really need to keep the production queue empty for your kind of siege. I don't think interceptors are going to help you here at all. Bit of smoke going to be used to buy some time here. That is 2 artifacts out of 5, so it's worth noting that the base runners are a win condition, but it's gonna take a little bit of time to get there. It's gonna take a little bit of time to get there. Base runner here is gonna go down, by the way. Barrage used by the Con of Siege on this side. Still no range upgrade. I mean, again, that's a good tech. You really want to get the range upgrade once you have a moment to it. Okay, there we go. Houston's teching it. Very good. And even the EMP, I would say, is quite good as well. Oh, what in the heck? What's happening over here? I don't know, but there's so much action across the field, we don't really have time to look at it. Houston is finally going to launch the bombers here, but they should have been out like 2 minutes ago. And that's actually a big deal, because look how many missile batteries are out on the field now. You know, if you want to pound the enemy AA and keep him down, you've got to do it fast. You've got to be really quick with that. So that's a bit unfortunate for Houston. That is going to cost him a lot. That artifact gets picked up, though. And more interceptors being built. Again, I don't think you really have much use for this. Here come the bombers, though. They are going to try and hit these anti-air assets, but oh no. You're going to lose your entire Air Force trying this. Oh gosh. This is a terrible, terrible throw for Houston. Ah, jeez. Yeah, he loses all of the bombers. Is that true? Did he lose all? Okay, he's got 1 left. Oh yeah, this guy who was cowardly and didn't enter the fight. But yeah, that Majir is exactly right. You want to just keep building Con of Siege here and say, look, if you're making only missile ships, then I can just run in with an army and kill you. You don't want to try to challenge it directly. Oh, and these guys get hit by a ton of splash damage as well. They are going to kill railguns though, so they're getting some value for themselves. Bomber comes up and finishes off that Con of Siege as well. This guy really needs to dock now though. Oh, you really gotta dock now. You really gotta dock now? Ah! This bomber's gonna go down as well just for a missile ship. That's not it. Oh no. Huge throw by Houston. Huge throw. He does have 3 artifacts though, which is big. But a really nice missile ship barrage as well. Coming in clutch here, it's gonna hurt the skin so much. Yeah, and these things are not gonna be able to get anything done. Power 4 finishing for Houston. That will be nice, it'll mean more missiles here, but the missiles haven't really been the story of this game so far. There's actually an idle salve here. Oh dear. Yeah, but Power 4 is done, really needs to be allocated here. Wait, blast drone? Oh, he is building one. That's true. Independent sources have confirmed. Okay, here's the power up. You can see he gets 1 extra point in the missiles there. Siege gonna do its thing here, but that does allow Houston to find out where to barrage. VoidWarrior still doesn't have range upgrades. And, really the EMP shell is very, very valuable here if you're Houston. I agree though, this blast drone actually might pay some big dividends. Yeah, well it's definitely too passive. I think he's feeling on defense mode because of having his army wiped earlier, but you can't really play DOK that way, can you? By the way, make it 5. Not to mention, I mean, he built a lot more too. It's just, the bombers did kill a lot of them. Here come the skims. This is completely a suicide mission. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what you hope to accomplish with this. Oh dear. That was interesting. By the way, main bases are getting mined out, so that's the stage of the game that we're at. Looks like for VoidWarrior, he still has a bit to mine, but that's usually a bad sign. It means your opponent was being very proactive in hurting your economy. Good BD goop. Yeah. Note that these sand skimmers are actually fully upgraded. Houston's building a couple too, but I don't know. I mean, his sand skimmers are never going to be able to fight his opponents on the field, and they don't do anything against the kind of siege. I almost think you just don't make them in this scenario. Save the money for something else. But either way, you really want to keep these guys up at the assault ships here. And you can retire any salvagers that are idle at this point. You know, that's always nice to do. Missile ship in a curious location over here. But here come the barrages. If you can just look at the field and figure out where the barrage is coming from for your opponent, you can hit it with the missiles, which he's got powered up to full here. Here come the interceptors though, and this also is a suicide mission, I'm sorry to report. And they are going to die on the way in here. They don't manage to get really much damage though. What's happening on the back here? We'll kill this missile ship. But Houston has got to get mining again, so that's way too long he's been off that second base for really no reason. Kills the missile ship. Here's a con of siege though, but this is where the interceptors could have been useful. It's too bad they're dead now. There we go, he's mining again. Interesting sort of standstill. This guy's in vision, so Houston knows about it. But so many sand skimmers just sacrificed here. Look at the units lost tab. Oh gosh. 1500 CUs for like both players. The missiles are not going to land true. In fact, they'll do a lot of friendly fire, it turns out. You gotta get this PC like to safety, which is not back anymore. It's actually up here where your carrier is. 6 minutes on the clock, by the way. This one might come down to time. What is this? Oh, that is a siege. Houston now gonna path all of the siege cruisers to take care of this one. I really don't think you want to do that, but well, to each their own. To each their own. Barrage gonna be used though, and this is not really terribly effective. So we'll back away here. This is high ground though, so it does do a little bit of damage. And Houston's gonna back away. It's it's 6-on-1, man. Just kill the thing. What's happening here? EMP shell still not tech, by the way. Good upgrade, really. You want to have this. Both of these players should have this by now. Whoa. What's going on here? That's pretty aesthetic looking. Okay, now the siege cruiser has overstepped its bounds, I think. Yeah, and as you can see, it'll fall immediately. Curiously, as he hits the railguns here, he might even like kill his PC if he's not careful. Yeah, it looks like he'll be fine. But the railgun's getting way too close for comfort there. They're gonna die. Now it comes down to a siege fight, but again, neither player has EMP. VoidWarrior doesn't even have the range upgrade, which means he can just get straight up outranged by these siege cruisers from Houston. Yeah, and that's really quite terrible for this fight. Yeah, you're right. It pretty much is. It pretty much is. Five minutes left on the clock, and keep an eye on that, because that can be impactful. By the way, Bomber's being rebuilt for Houston. He does have that ammo upgrade. Gosh, my ears. Here comes the bomber. There's only 2 missile ships left, so it might be able to get the kill, but I think it's gonna die for this. Oh, and VoidWarrior gonna surrender. I think that was a little bit premature, but I do agree things are starting to look dangerous. Oh gosh. A game of throws, man. just back and forth constantly, but Houston is going to take it by surrender here. And as we jump into game 4, I think it's clear neither player is really managing to use their army to its fullest. So these games really could go either way. I have no idea who's gonna win these. We're on Kalash Teeth. This one is VoidWarrior's pick. And you know, this is typically a good map for ConF, but I mean it's ConF versus ConF, so I don't think you can really claim any advantage either way. But the scoreline is 2-1. In a best of 5, of course, that means this is series point if Houston can win this. He doesn't smoke the base runner. That's game over, man. There's no coming back from that. Anyway, if Houston wins this, he will clinch the series, so that would be great for him. A bad omen. I agree. I agree. Sandscammer Fab killing it for him. This is the same build he did last game, so I'd imagine we're going to see Assault Chips once more. I think you really want to tech ref mode before building a PC if you have a situation similar to last game, but either way, he did actually manage to net himself some pretty good eco advantages there, even though he did mismanage the Assault Chips on the front anyway, so... Yeah, that happens. That's a real thing. The series fatigue. We've all experienced it. It is going to be Assault Chip Fab for Houston. It's not clear to me what VoidWarrior's plan is here. He might be going up to ref mode, and again, I don't like that build. If you're gonna go ref mode, you do it first. If you're gonna go Sandscammer Fab, you gotta use them, so... We'll see. You'll have the money for it in just a moment. Not to mention, the money he's gonna spend on ref mode here, yeah, I don't like that. The money he's gonna spend on ref mode here could be really useful in getting him some of these techs. Because when your opponent has tech, you need to have tech as well, usually, to survive. Uh-oh, VoidWarrior just completely focusing on the enemy PC here. That's actually very bad. He takes a 1-for-0 trade at the start with the Sandskippers, and then the Assault Chip pops out. And this is actually the whole defense that VoidWarrior has, because again, he's gone ref mode instead of tech, but there's still time to cancel it. You should cancel that, definitely. You can't use this right now. Another PC would be much more valuable. You check the resources tab. Yeah, he'd have the money for it if he cancels this right now. Oh no, and he's gonna do this eco-suicide thing again. Although, to be fair, ref mode is almost done, so it's not gonna be as bad as usual. Houston teching ref mode already as well. But he does want to keep the pressure up a little bit, so he's going to keep this Assault Chip up here. If the carrier's moving this way, then you want to attack on the main, and that's more fruitful anyway, so that's totally fine. But you have to be proactive with these Assault Chips. In fact, I would move through the middle, but I think maybe the carrier can block you, to be fair. And if ref mode is teching, it would also be nice to build a couple salvagers if you can. Doesn't he have ref mode? Oh no, he turned off the resource controller! Ah! This is such an annoying thing, and it often takes forever to figure out what's going on, so... Yeah, if you press C, the production cruiser can no longer accept resources, so... Yeah, that's not good. Oh no. Yeah, indeed. Indeed. Here come the Assault Chips, by the way. Tech is finished now for VoidWarrior. He's got Railgun Fat. Oh, and he's built one. Okay. So he may well be fine on this flank. Yeah, and again, I think it's Houston attacking too slowly. But he's actually on less than one base. Oh dear, this is horrible. Oh no. Shoot, man, I don't know that. What do you mean I'm in bed with BBI anyway? I only get in bed with my Karen body pillow exclusively. Oh, this is terrible though. This is terrible. Oh no. Yeah, like, Houston doesn't even need to do anything, you know what I mean? Which is good, because he's going real slow here. Like, cancel all of this crap, build another PC, right? Well, okay, you can't disclose what you've signed in an NDA, but you can disclose that you have signed an NDA. So hopefully you can trust me when I say I haven't. Well, not since Project Eagle, anyway. Two PC, where are you? But it's true, Houston doesn't know. It's true. Okay, there's 2 PC. Good. And if he sends a skim, yep, just right over here. I love this, right? Again, he's checking to see if his opponent's on 3 base. And that's important to know. But little does he know just how bad it really is, because this PC is broken. By now, this is probably amounted to losing like 3,000 CUs. Or maybe more. I mean, it's hard to overstate just how terrible this is. It's really bad. It's really bad. And VoidWarrior does not seem to be any the wiser. This is awful. Oh man. Even his economy would be 50% stronger if he would move the carrier over here, but he doesn't seem to know that. Or no, 100% stronger actually, right? Because it's just 4 CU patches to 2. Oh gosh. And Houston's gonna press the win button, although as we saw last game, that can be a little bit less certain than that. But it is gonna be kind of siege from him, and that's what you expect. VoidWarrior, meanwhile, if that's his plan, he hasn't even teched 2 assault chips yet, so... I think, okay, he's moving his PC around. I think he's figuring out something weird is happening now. Oh no. Oh, this is just horrible. Oh no. He figured it out! He pressed the resource controller! Yes! Although now he's leaving the base. No! 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 Move on to the base! Okay, okay, he's gonna do that now. Oh gosh. And here, the priority has to be to get up on the 3 as fast as you can, I think. Houston's actually teching full on these skims, which is very weird, because he hasn't built many of them, but he's gonna make some with the PCs now. But when Siege Cruiser Fab finishes, it looks like his plan is gonna be to have Sand Skimmers upgraded and Siege Cruisers on the field, and that's gonna be his army comp. Which is actually good, because if you're fighting against railguns, they can be an answer to kind of Siege, but the Sand Skimmers can make very short work of them if they can get on top of them. One assault ship gets fed in, though. Here's that Siege Cruiser starting. Although, again, it's queued too early. He actually could have been doing Sand Skimmer damage already. That's okay. 3rd base getting set up as well. And Houston is now fully saturated. No, really? It hasn't happened yet. I'm sure that they will, but they haven't done it yet. So, by the way, Sand Skimmer is definitely in the advantage for Houston here, but the railguns are contributing to this fight quite a lot, so I don't think he wins this. He's got to back away from here. Misses. Oh, what the heck? What's happening over? No, Houston! Why are you? Oh my gosh. He had like the manual attack order on like skimmers that were in the middle. Oh gosh. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's fine though, that's fine. He loses vision on them, so he's gonna end up clearing out the main base anyway. And VoidWarrior is not in a position to handle this. Siege Cruiser comes out, but these Sand Skimmers for, oh, Brando. It's my cousin. These Sand Skimmers for VoidWarrior are like fighting back surprisingly well. Oh, and the Siege Cruiser is gonna do so much friendly fire here. Gosh, it nearly kills everything. I think there's a pinned message from Catharsis or something in the Discord server that's like, I play Conf, I kill allies on the regular. Yeah, that's what he means. PC now gonna run away with its tail between its legs here. It should be fine to escape. There's a lot of railguns out here that can defend, but the main base has just been completely wiped for VoidWarrior. Not like it was doing much good for him before, am I right? Oh no. Houston, though, needs to be a little bit careful here. You don't want to just die to railguns. Gosh, yeah, almost loses that thing already. Now would be a good window to barrage. Just throw the barrage out, see what damage you can do. Yep, that's gonna do that. Oh gosh, and the damage is good actually. This might even kill a railgun. Yep, that was one. Almost two if you'd been a little bit luckier with the RNG there. Sandskimmer damage 2 gonna come out. And look, he's made another PC! Ah, very good, very good. Very good. But the Sandskimmers need to be here, because like, look how juicy this is, and the Con of Siege can't do this on its own. Oh, Houston. Houston, no! No! You've got, oh! Ah! Okay, he's gonna come back with the Sandskimmers now. He should have known that was where the army was. Here come the Sandskimmers. Gonna kill one railgun, gonna kill two. This is looking pretty good. And now, on match point, he's wiped the army for VoidWarrior, and he'll get this PC. Now things are starting to look real dangerous. Yeah, and VoidWarrior agrees, he's gonna GG out. Gosh, and Houston is gonna be the victor after a hard-fought series here. That'll be the final scoreline, folks, in this best of 5. It's 3-1, and Houston will advance to the semifinals. Gosh, that one gave me a bit of stress. But GG's to both players. Yeah, that was a great series. Well, let's move on to the next one, but I hope you enjoyed.